This segment of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. National Insurance and Public Service Minister Brentell Rolle says that the government has always been there for the people, and whatever decision is made about the extension of unemployment benefits will be a collective decision of the government. He told reporters this much outside of cabinet this morning.
There are thousands of Bahamians out of work, but the government has spent in its own assistance and benefit program nearly $50 million that is given to NIB. That's separate and apart from the other programs, food program, and other programs that the government is provided in support of the people at this time. And so, again, we are mindful about what the situation is. We're concerned about the people of the Bahamas, and we're taking steps to ensure that we provide income support as well as food and necessary supplies for the Bahamian people.
The minister notes that government has spent some $50 million in assistance, and NIB has spent some $100 million with their program. Now, when asked where the additional funds will come from if the government does decide to extend the benefit program, he says this.
This money it simply means that programs that the government had initially approved have to be diverted into this program, and that is how we are addressing things. For example, in the Ministry of Public Service, there are some programs that we had to put on, but because of COVID, we had to recalibrate and address what is before us today.
Throughout the pandemic, thousands of Bahamians have expressed their outrage, claiming they've never received any payments from NIB.
There are many checks that are unclaimed for various reasons. We've been encouraging and we've been calling individuals to say to them, your check is ready. Some people perhaps got frustrated or just don't want to come out in this environment at this time to pick up a check. But we know that we've given a service to thousands of Bahamians.
Minister Rolle says he's pleased with the staff of NIB and what they have been doing during this time. In news from the courts, a manager at the National Insurance Board has denied charges of fraud. 40-year-old Dion Dean of Fresh Creek and Nicholstown, North Andros, was arraigned on more than 120 fraud-related charges yesterday. Dean stood before Deputy Chief Magistrate Andrew Forbes to answer the following charges: conspiracy to commit fraud, forgery, falsification of accounts, fraud by false pretenses, money laundering, and abatement, which he pleaded not guilty to. Now, sometime between May and July of this year, it's alleged that Dean, along with Leroy Poiter, Gary LaFleur, Lakeisha Tucker, Jillian Thurston, Kalisa Miller, Ray Rigby, Jermaine Evans, Brian Cooper, Quentin Ramming, Takia Smith, Santuan Major, Akeem Roll, Latoya Ashnick, and Siobhan Neely defrauded NIB of checks ranging from $302.45 to $4,257.89 from the NIB unemployment benefit account, knowing that they did not qualify. Now, the co-accused were charged with the following: abatement, money laundering, and fraud by false pretenses. The group also pleaded not guilty to the charges, excluding Santuan Major, Brian Cooper, and Quentin Ramming, who pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit fraud by false pretenses, and money laundering. According to the Crown, when NIB did an audit, it was discovered that Cooper and Ramming fraudulently received checks in the amount of $4,257.89, while Major fraudulently received checks in the amount of $4,125. Deputy Chief Magistrate Andrew Forbes scolded the men for their actions, noting that the mishandling of the public funds is unpatriotic. He then ordered that the trio repay NIB in the amount in which they received by October 30th. Failure to do so will result in conviction on each of the charges, with a 6-month sentence that will run concurrently. Now, as for the other defendants, they were remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections until trial, which is set for February 8th next year. Bahamas Information Services operations from its offices located in the old radio section of the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas on Rusty Drive have been suspended, and the offices are closed to the public for the next 2 days for cleaning and sanitization. The Cabinet Office announcing that the offices of BIS were closed on Monday after a staff member tested positive for COVID-19. Operations will resume on Thursday, October 1st. BIS apologizes for any inconvenience to the public from its closure. And another proud moment for the Bahamas Financial Services Board, or BFSB, as its CEO and Executive Director Tanya McCartney has been shortlisted for 2 international awards. The International Investment in the United Kingdom, in announcing its 2020 awards, shortlisted Ms. McCartney in the categories for Woman of the Year and Personality of the Year. Earlier this month, BFSB was shortlisted for the prestigious 2020 Best International Finance Center Award. As for Ms. McCartney's shortlisting, the Woman of the Year is a new category for all women in the international financial services industry that have made their mark in the industry. This award recognizes women who have been a champion of empowering women in financial services. The Personality of the Year award is open to all persons in the offshore industry, and nominees are assessed on their proven ability to deliver exceptional services to clients and deliver improved service levels over a time, along with their own professional development and adoption of clear and sustainable business models in their ongoing role. Ms. McCartney is a UK-trained lawyer and chartered banker and has served as CEO and Executive Director at BFSB since 2016. Over the past 20 years, she has distinguished herself as a financial services professional with expertise in law, regulatory and gaming compliance, banking, and international financial services. She plays a critical role in promoting the Bahamas as an international financial center. Ms. McCartney says being shortlisted for these awards highlights the ongoing work of BFSB and its stakeholders to inform the international community of the tremendous strides that the Bahamas has made as an international financial center. The International Investment Awards, now in their 21st year, are the longest-running international event of their kind. The award ceremony will take place on Thursday, October 8th at 3 p.m. UK time, live online. You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.